Hello and welcome. Today I will be showing you how to make a infinite emerald generator. As you can see here, villagers get brought over, dropped into there, where they get turned into liquefied emerald, poured into this, where after so much time, you gain emeralds. This has been running for a decent while now, and I've taken out the emeralds twice now. I believe the last time I took them out was probably about 15-20 minutes ago. So in that 15 or 20 minutes, I only got 3 emeralds, but there are definitely ways to make this faster. All you have to do to make it faster is use a faster villager spawner. In this tutorial, the main thing I'm going to be going over is this right here. This right here is the difficult part. Infinite villager spawners, there's 1,000,001 different videos to show you how to build them on YouTube. Just search infinite villager spawner. This, however, is the difficult part, because in Tinker's Construct, in order for a villager to be turned into emeralds in the Smeltery, there must be a liquid in that Smeltery. But if there's a liquid below the emerald won't get pulled out. So let's come over here to a clean spot. I've been playing around seeing if I can get it any better. This seems to be the best that I've been able to build. So we're just going to start out by making a basic 2-high smeltery. Place that there, there, controller, lava block, or lava tank, not block, that. I'm just going to use a creative portable tank to fill this with lava. You don't have to do it that way. If you're in survival, you can't do it that way. In survival, you'll probably have a ender tank sitting there with your lava being pumped out of the nether, or however you want to get lava. And this works in the Direwolf20 pack, but it will also work in any mod pack that has thermal expansion and Tinker's Construct. Those are the only 2 mods that are actually required for this to work. And I don't want to say that they're actually required. Tinker's Construct is required. That's the only mod that's required to make this work. You could make this work using buildcraft pipes instead of fluid ducts. You'd be able to make this work using pretty much any mod that adds in a liquid system. You could use this with just Tinker's Construct and extra utilities. So as you can see here, I have, out of my smeltery drain, I have fluid ducts coming up and over, 2 separate tanks. The seared tank can be pretty much any kind of tank that you want, as long as fluid ducts can pull out of it, or whichever kind of pipe you're using can pull out of it. This one, it's easiest to use a portable tank, because you can wrench a portable tank so that it's outputs directly below it, into the block below it. Otherwise, if you use a different kind of tank, like the open blocks tank, you'll have to have it moved up one. Which, while that's not difficult, it's not as compact. You will need 3 pneumatic servos if you're using the fluid ducts and you're building it this compact. This one needs to be wrenched. This one is going to get a whitelist with molten glass. This one is whitelisted liquefied emerald. Obviously, this is where your emerald's going to go. So you want to have a fluid duct pulling out of that, a item duct, a casting table, a gem cast on that casting table. I can't speak today. Actually, I can't really speak any day. I should not be doing YouTube videos. But, back to the point. Wrench this so that it pulls out. And if you're using the new thermal expansion, you're going to need to supply these with a redstone signal. Whoops. That was a fail. Which, that can be done like so. That will supply both of them with a redstone signal. Over here in your smeltery, you're going to want to smelt down 1 glass pane. As far as I can tell, that's the best number to go with. You can add a little bit more or a little bit less, as long as you don't go crazy. Like 130 works, 130 millibuckets, up to a full bucket would actually work. It's just a little bit harder to time. So once this melts down, you will actually be done. It is that simple. No, you're not. I lied. I'm good at that. The last thing that we need is a redstone clock there. And you're going to want to have this in redstone control low. And with that, you should see that blinking. And there it goes. As you can see, molten glass in the bottom of the smeltery should sit there blinking like that. Now, obviously you'll have them dropping in from somewhere else, but your villagers should fall in, and this should work. But, for some reason, I'm not sure why, more often than not, it won't. What you have to do when it doesn't work is come over here to your smeltery controller, break it, and replace it. Wrench that back, and now it's working. I'm not sure why the smeltery seems to want me to break that almost every time. Not every time. Sometimes it works without it, sometimes it doesn't. So, your best bet is to drop a villager in and see whether or not it works. As for the villager spawner that I am using here, it is a infinite villager spawner that I had actually seen in another YouTube video. I'm not going to go over how to build it. If you want to learn how to build an infinite villager spawner, just Google it, type it into the top of the YouTube page, search it there. You can find many videos on YouTube on how to build these. I will say that when you drop a villager in here, you don't want it to be a baby. A baby produces something like 1/10 of an emerald, I want to say, whereas a adult villager on full health produces 1/4 of an emerald. So you definitely want them to grow up, and you don't want to drop them too far, because the farther they fall, the more damage they take. The more damage they take, the less emerald they will give you. So this has been a tutorial by me, apparently. Nobody would have ever guessed that. But thanks for watching.